I think a lot of us have just opened our eyes to the power of AI, and ChatGPT, OpenAI in particular. And it has completely revolutionized the way I am learning coding, and it has completely accelerated my learning ability. And I want to share that in this video with you, the couple of tips and tricks that I have found to accelerate your coding journey, or any learning journey in particular. Step 1, don't Google ChatGPT instead. Instead of doing a Google search for when you are wondering about something, a specific type of code or syntax, or you have a bug in your code, you are trying to learn a new concept, I would suggest to use ChatGPT instead. My experience is that ChatGPT will give you the answers much faster, much more concise, and you can continue to delve into aspects and nuances of the answer that you are receiving, which you might not as much get from a forum blog post 10 years ago, or even a Google blog, or a news article. Basically, you can specify and you can dig deeper into each answer ChatGPT gives you. Basically makes this like having a tutor next to you at all times. So it beats Google in this search and research phase that we all go through when we are learning something new. Which leads me into step 2, don't copy paste. Copy, write, and learn instead. If you're doing coding tasks, you might get a very specific task to do, and a specific solution will be available to you with ChatGPT. So it's very easy to get comfortable using ChatGPT, but not learning the code that is underlying it and that you are using. I would highly encourage you to use ChatGPT. Don't be afraid of using it in a way like it's almost cheating, but don't go right to the solution and kind of blast past your coding exercises, which are meant and intended for you to learn. So instead, I would do your best to figure out the solution on your own. And then at the point where you're stuck, at the point where you would traditionally Google something or go to Stack Overflow or ask somebody around you for help, at that point I would go to ChatGPT. The next step is that I would not ask it to give you the full answer. You can actually specify ChatGPT to give you a hint on what you should be doing next. You can copy paste the code you already have, put it into a prompt for ChatGPT, and then you can say, I'm stuck on this. Can you tell me or give me a hint on what I should do next? The answer you will usually get is either one or many stepped alternatives that you can do to achieve your goal. Alternatively, you can also ask ChatGPT to give you the full answer. Take it, you can test it, see if it works, because it's not always that it does. It's not as good to solve big problems. But if you break them down into little chunks, it can usually give you the answer flat out. So at the point where you have a working solution that you've received from ChatGPT, you might see code that you're not used to. So at this point, I would then further ask ChatGPT to explain in detail the code that you don't get. You can ask ChatGPT to explain this new piece of code for you, and usually it does a very good job, and it can even comment out the code for you and explain in detail every single line. And I have found this to be a really, really good teacher, because in essence what is going on here is that you are having a two-way communication with a teacher, and this person is teaching you code that you don't previously know, if you take the time to learn it and not just copy paste. And you can even continue to give it further information. You can continue to give it information what's in the console log. You can even give it information about what kind of tools and systems you're using, and based on all of this new information, it can give you further clues as to what can be wrong with your code. I've solved a lot of issues like this with ChatGPT, and I find it most useful like this when you've kind of using your own knowledge to your best of your ability, and then you get stuck on a certain point. So don't be afraid of the AI revolution, embrace it, take advantage of it, learn to code and learn to be more productive way faster with this new tool that we all have at our disposal, while it's still also free, because it's not going to stay that way for very long. I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Adamir. I recently became a developer after switching my career after the age of 30. If you find that interesting, then I suggest you subscribe for more videos like this on how to become a developer and coding tutorials for beginners. I'll see you in the next one.